How's it going? Oh, I wasn't planning on taking this long to come back on, but it's good to be back. I hope everyone's having a fantastic week. I know we're all good. Got a big card coming up tomorrow at, again, a respectable hour. Very excited about this one. A bit disappointed that the Pitbull fight got pulled. I'm not sure what exactly the reasons were, but shit happens. Oh, I'm probably going to do like an hour or so tonight because I'm planning on doing a pre-show tomorrow, which will be on kind of early for me. So I don't really do 2 streams back to back too often because I'm a lazy person. I'm going to try and not swear for the first 5 minutes to see if I can pull this off. Oh. I managed to spell subscribe correctly for this stream. I was going through some of my shorts and I saw that I'd spelled it subscribe, which is just embarrassing for somebody who does the job that I do. Fucking embarrassing. Oh damn, I swore already. 2 minutes. It's longer than I usually get through. I've got my parlays locked in and I'm ready to rumble. I've kind of taken a little bit of a gamble on the last leg of the parlay with the main event. I'm kind of going with my gut on this one. How you doing, B7? What's up, brother? I was worried nobody was going to turn up, and if it ends up just being you, that's still a satisfying evening for me. Because you are as loyal as it gets, sir. And I absolutely appreciate you. There's always that threat when you go online that people are just going to go, nah, not tonight. And rightfully so, to be fair. How you doing, though, brother? You looking forward to tomorrow's card? I think this one's kind of good just because I think it starts at like 5 o'clock in the morning for us. So 5 o'clock in the afternoon for us, which means it will probably be about 11 in America, which I think is a really good start time. Lol, no doubt, with no 30-minute warning. Maybe there's what sometimes happens here. YouTube's a bit weird like that, yeah. Sometimes with my shorts here, because I say stuff that's really, how do I call it, controversial, and I get a freeze sometimes where no notifications get sent out. Kinda. I'm a little bit less excited now that I know that Pitbull's not going to fight. I'm not sure who. I heard somebody missed weight. I'm assuming it was Cater, which is a shit, or Lusa Cater. I don't know what his fucking name is. So it's a bit of a shame that one's off the card. And I've heard that Dana White is pissed off at whoever it was. So I'm assuming it's the new boy, which is not a good look. So the card is like significantly weakened without that one on it. But I still think we're going to get some bangers. So I'm moderate. I'm more excited just because it's on at a reasonable hour. I'll be done at the card should be fully done at about 11 p.m., which means I can sleep like a normal human. And now that I'm back at work, it's especially important. So I'm gonna take it. Every time there's a card that's on at a reasonable time, I see it as a reason to celebrate. And that's just how it is. So yeah, I've got some optimism going into this. I'll put it that way. And the main event especially really means something. I think like cards get automatically elevated when title implications are on the line. I think both these poor sons of bitches are not going to get a title shot anytime this century, but I think Hamzat is going to be buried with the belt. Dana White's going to have to dig his ass up. It will probably be like the common cold ends up the middleweight champion. That's my prediction. Hamzat loses to a sniffle. Damn, still sailing with Stream East 2. That's the way you got to get it done, man. That's the way you got to get it done. I'm just answering a few work messages as well, which is they never end, mate. They never bloody end. I'm not sure if anyone's live tonight as well. It's not usual for some of the boys around to do a midweek stream, but you never know. Let's see if anyone's on. Oh, the Fight Week show is on, so that means Ramblin' Dad and those boys are on, but that's about it. We don't really have the same audience. So I've had like a 10 card winning streak, which means that I'm in big jeopardy for this one. You hear about that? They thought they caught them, but it was an off. Yeah, the thing is here. We've talked about this What's happened here? Oh my god! Wow, my computer just decided to freeze up there. Hang on a second, boys. Let's change the camera around. Whoops. Let's refresh. Hopefully I'm back. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I heard about that. They are never ever gonna end. They're never gonna stop people from illegally streaming stuff, and they should just give up. I do think though, yeah, when the subscriptions kick in, when they have the streaming service, I think it's gonna make a big difference. Because if people are spending 10, 15 bucks a month, they're just gonna pay for it. So I think I think the viewership is gonna go through the roof. So that's where I think that's gonna go. Because we talked about it previously. It's the UFC should have done this a long time ago. The reason why the pay-per-view numbers are so low is because they're not worth 85 bucks. They're not. So like I said, when they have subscriptions on, it will give like a real indication of what the numbers are like. Oh my god, what is going on with my computer? What the hell? Fuck's sake. Yeah, sorry about that, boys. My computer decided it needed an update in the middle of the stream. Fucking ridiculous. How you doing, Klaus? What's good, lady? Yeah, I'm live. For some reason, yeah, people have not been getting notifications. I think it's just because I've been a naughty boy in the shorts. And I didn't even release my short where I was slating all the Jews. So explain how that works. Explain to me how that works. Just the usual derogatory shit about women. Our favorite Brit. How you doing, bro? How you doing, Douglas? Or head stepper Douglas of Memo. How you doing, bro? I'm assuming you're one and the same. Yeah, sorry about that. That was very unprofessional of me, but you know, what do you expect? What do you expect? Looks like you've got a good view of my ass there, or lack thereof. It's one of my worst features. Bad arse genetics. So if you're a lady and you're taking a trip to Frankie Town, you're gonna be disappointed with that area. But how are we all doing? I don't know what the fuck is going on with notifications now. Usually after I do something really fucked up in a short, I usually get like a 2-week cool down time. They don't tell me they're gonna do it. They just fuck with me a bit. Yeah, man, I'm definitely as Irish as it gets. No, don't turn on Nord. Don't turn on Nord. Again. Piece of shit. Well, hopefully it's fine. I just bought a new laptop as well, so I might have to switch over to that one. I've got my first one laid down, but I'm a little bit nervous about it because I stuck the main event on. I'm glad that it's bugging out now and not tomorrow, because that would piss me off. Taking a visit to see the mayor of Frankiestown, is that a euphemism? Just want to make sure that I'm not getting side dissed here. Imavov clears Cal. I'm of the same opinion as well. I think Imavov's got more finishing potential. My view is like if it goes 5, for Cal to win, he's got to do it 5. How's the new system? It's spectacular. I just got a new I'll turn it over here. I just got a new monitor as well. Look at that bitch. It's a beauty. It's a beauty. Just fucked up my camera now. That was stupid. Let's get that fixed. Yeah, it felt a little bit incomplete until I got the monitor sorted out. Because I got one originally, the one that Bodak suggested. It was like a Samsung G7 or whatever it was. And the fucking thing had like a glitch in the corner. It had like some writing in the corner that wouldn't go away, and it was just pissing me off. And I spent like $700 on it. So I was like, fuck this, it's going back. And then they took like a month to refund me. So took me a little while to get a new monitor sorted out. And then I impulse buyed an LG one. Because for some reason I just like curved screens. I don't know why, because I don't think they're all that good. But I feel more comfortable with them now. So I feel like it's complete. Got the fans installed. So hopefully I won't have to invest an arm and a leg in a computer now for another 5 or 6 years at least. Benoit Saint-Denis is not good at fighting. Getting dominated by and Moicano called him slow as well, which is very, very telling. I think Houthi is not that. I think of all the fighter nerds, he has the biggest potential to get flatlined, but I think he's going to be too quick and too dynamic for Benoit. And getting him at like, I think I got Houthi at plus 175, which to me is money in the bank. I think he's going to flatline him. My only concern on my parlay is the Imavov pick, because I do think I could see that going either way. I'm tipping Imavov because I think he's leveled up, and Cal's slightly old as well. But that's the only one that I'm nervous about. I think the others are going to go quite well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. It's a very impactful fight, or it's a very meaningful fight. So we've got that to look forward to. Cal has that power. Once he gets him down, it's over. I haven't really seen Cal. I mean, Cal's strong, and he's more well-rounded than Imavov, but I've seen a leveling up in Imavov's takedown defense. I think he's better. He's got better distance control. And Cal slows down when he gets touched up. I mean, most of us would. I speed up when I get touched up. It's in different circumstances. Your boy speeds up. Feel me? What's up, brother? Enjoy the card at a normal time for yourself tonight. Shout out to Dougie's Corner. I'm definitely going to do that. I've been so busy since I got back to work that I've been kind of doing I haven't even had time to like chat in your stream, but I still watch them. Of course, you know, solidarity for your boy and all that. But glad to see you're still doing your thing, man. Channel's popping as always. Much love. So I'm assuming the card is on at like 11 o'clock at night, so you're going to get that British treatment. I'm starting to notice that the UFC are scattering themselves around a little bit. So I've got to stop complaining, really, because I've said this like multiple times in the last few months where I'm like, oh, the card's on early. So I think it's getting to the point where I've got to stop complaining. And we've got like another Abu Dhabi card coming up this year. I'm assuming they'll do another Europe card by the end of the year as well. So I need to stop my bitching, basically. So I tend to get extra excitement when it's on at a normal time because I'm heavily dependent on a guard on like the card being good in order to make it through the night. Because I get to a certain point in the night now, and where I just used to power through, I'd get drunk and then like just plow my way through it. Now I can't be asked. If it's shit midway through the card, I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to sleep. And it usually ends up being a good decision, to be fair. 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. for me, night shift. The thing is, yeah, I complain, yeah, and I'm not even live streaming anymore. Like I can just sit there. Rufy under applied pressure. Rufy by just being a generally better fighter. I think Benoit Saint Denis is tough, but who's he really beating that's amazing? The answer is nobody. Just gonna spoil that for you right there. It's not something he really does. He hasn't beat like high level opponents. So I'm not confident in Benoit doing it. But the thing is, the way that MMA goes in general, you always get a shocker on the card. He is at home, so he might get an extra like juice charge from that. But Imavov, the thing is, he's in Europe, so I don't know if he trains in America or not. He probably does. I think I don't know what I'm talking about. Imavov, sorry, Rufy obviously does train in America, so I think he's going to do well. I mean, he's going to smash him out. I can see that being a first round TKO. That's what I'm expecting. I think he catches him with something. I think he's just going to piece him up and style on him because Hoofy's way faster and he's more dynamic. If I was Benoit, I would be I would probably try and do the same same style that he did against Popelec and try and wrestle him, grind him out. Remember, Rufy fought a good wrestler on Contender. BSD is just a grunt. But this is what I'm saying is Benoit's gonna have to make the fight boring. And again, he's gonna come unstuck probably if he does that as well, because Hoofy's got a really good clinch game and he does nasty elbows in the clinch. He's very dynamic there. So if he tries to play that game with him and sort of, you know, grind him out, he might get hit with something nasty as well. I don't really see a world in which he wins this fight. But then at the same time, I don't think Hoofy is as good as people think he is. There's a lot of clear holes in his game. And he tends to try and pull off spinning shit way too much for my liking as well. So I don't know, man. I think he's gonna get battered in front of his own people. You see Cyril Gahn get that BS applause like he didn't duck Tom. Also, he dropped every ball, the ball every time the UFC needed him. Well, he's in France, in it. And the thing is, French people are very passionate, and they're very knowledgeable fight fans. So I think the atmosphere tomorrow is going to be ridiculous. But Cyril Gane deserves no love whatsoever. If he was anywhere else in the world, he'd be getting booed. He's boring on the mic, and he's a duck and a bit of a pussy, to be perfectly honest. So he's not getting that. I don't know why they do this to Tom Aspinall. Like, why are they doing the press conference in Paris? They could have done it anywhere else. It's more like preferential treatment for Gane, which I don't really understand. I'm surprised they didn't try to push it for this card, because the UFC doesn't really seem to like Tom Aspinall that much. I noticed as well that Cyril Gane's a little bit taller than Tom, which was interesting to me. They need to find somebody who can hold a measuring tape properly. But shout out to you, Steven Jackson. I appreciate that. It was the thing is, yeah, I hate press conferences at the best of times, but when you've got to listen to two fucking versions of it, you got to listen to them say it in English, then in French, then fucking it's painful to get through. How you doing, Andrew? What's good, man? Hollywood Frankie. I like that. I like it. But the face off got me a little bit more excited for it. When they were yapping back and forth, I was less interested. But then when they stood face to face, I was like, oh, this is gonna be tasty. I think Tom Aspinall's gonna fuck him up though. I need him to fuck him up after all the shit we've been through. They do act like they hate Tom. They seemed reluctant to want to. I mean, Dana would have been coming in his little panties, and I'm assuming he wears a thong. He looks like the type. If John Jones had won, that was his ultimate like wet dream. Is Joe Rogan commentating? He's not tomorrow. He never leaves the US to do fight cards. Nah, Cyril had boots on. Tom is big. I mean, Tom's definitely thicker. You could see when they were both sitting down, Tom was mogging him. Tom looked huge. But I don't think it matters that much. I just think Tom is a better fighter. I think they'll spend a little time on the feet together. It wouldn't surprise me if Tom just chinned him out while they're standing. But Cyril Gane is a very, very good striker. But as soon as Tom Aspinall takes him down, which he will, he's fucked. The only hope Cyril Gane's got is to chin him. And we don't know if, and we saw Tom take 1 or 2 from Sergey. So the chin looks like it's durable. And like I said, he's a big heavyweight, but he's a good big. He's not, that sounded wrong. He's not a fat heavyweight, is what I'm saying. He's a thick boy. Sounded wrong too. Sorry about that. 2 non-shit talkers plus translations. What is the fucking point of an extra presser? This is what I'm saying. If you're gonna do something like that, and just having the both of them when you need like more going on. So by that, they should have had multiple fighters up there, done it properly, but they just can't do it anymore. They like to keep the variables very much under control. Honestly, I'm ready for Rogan to retire and hang up the gloves. His MMA takes a BS. I remember when Kelvin won after a 4-fight losing streak, and he said he was in title contention. It's because he doesn't watch MMA really that much. He probably watches the numbered cards and that's it, and he's on most of them. The thing is, yeah, I'm one of those people, yeah, who I will always be appreciative to Joe Rogan for elevating the sport, but he's a dinosaur now, and he hasn't really evolved in terms of the way MMA has. His takes are stale. And he's got nothing really fresh to bring to the table. But to be perfectly honest, yeah, the entire MMA commentary team is bollocks. Awful. How you doing, Juice Man? What's good? If Gane had a bunch of KOs, I'd be worried, but Gane is a point striker, and Tom can take a peep. This is exactly what I'm saying. There's a reason why Aspinall is like a heavy minus 400 on the betting lines. Sorry, hang on a second. And I think he's gonna get the job done. But then the issue that we've got is what's he gonna do after that? Because there is literally nobody else coming up. They're gonna have to try and, as much as the UFC hates to admit it, they're gonna have to get either Ngannou or Jones back somehow. And I'm kind of hoping in a way that Tom has a performance against Gon where questions get raised. So it tempts John Jones to get back off his ass. Because we need to see John Jones get flatlined. We need to see him get flatlined so badly that we're like, oh my God, we're worrying for his sake. Like, it turns out he's all right, but we find out the next day that he's still alive. I want that kind of beating. Cunt deserves it. Garn's grappling is such shit. No way he can catch up in time for their fight. And that's the thing. Tom, people forget, that Tom Aspinall was raised as a wrestler and BJJ guy. That's his bread and butter. That's what he's good at. So Garn's gonna be miles apart on that front, and I think it's gonna show. I do think they're comparable on the feet. I would even say that Garn is the more dynamic striker. He's got more tools in his kit. However, I also think that Tom has more power, and he's more direct in his shots. How you doing, Scarlett? My day's been good. I had a good week at work. It's been surprisingly unchaotic, because for anyone who comes to my streams regularly, they know that my job, my place of work is basically like an insane asylum. But it's been pretty relaxed, to my surprise. I know it's only going to be a matter of time before it kicks off again, but thank you for asking. I hope you're having a good day as well. Jones is the biggest piece of shit fighting has ever produced. That says a lot considering McGregor grape situations. I mean, there's loads of fucked up cunts in MMA. It kind of comes with the game. You've got people who have obviously committed murders and rapes and kidnapping, and sometimes kidnapping and rapes. So we've had a fair, but I suppose it happens in a lot of sports. But I guess where there's fighting involved, then there's a lack of brain cells to go around. You tend to get that kind of shit. The only thing Tom has to worry about is Gabe's roundhouse. His kicks are lethal with his follow-up punches. Other than that, it's a slam dunk for Tom. I think Tom's better than him everywhere. I think the only way Gon wins this fight is if Tom is not as good as we think he is, and as you so succinctly put it, Gon finds a way to outpoint fight him. And I don't think that's going to happen. There's going to be moments when Gon's going to get touched up, and we know the French don't like that. So I think he gets chinned, and I'm very confident in that. But as I said, with the betting lines the way that they are, I'm probably the only thing probably worth betting on is Tom getting a finish. Which again, I think if he's going to win it, he's going to get a finish of some description. So I think that's probably the best way to boost those odds. My only concern is like if Tom doesn't destroy him in 2 minutes flat, you're gonna get those John Jones dick riders coming out of the woodwork and saying, see, he's not as good as John, while John cowers underneath a fucking ring somewhere. But I agree very much with you, Steve. I think the most telling thing is going to be the grappling difference. I think Tom's going to be streets ahead of him, and it's going to show. And I'm looking forward to it. At least we can finally put an end to it, and then I can collect my money from Gio, who has done his best to stall out. The check is rightfully in the mail. Tom's nerves will showcase too. He's never fought under much pressure before. Knowing the world will watch, and compared to Jones, and this is a real title fight, it's kind of Tom versus himself. I agree with that to an extent, but I think he's proven that. I mean, he's fought in the UK, where I know Blades isn't an amazing fighter, but he's not a pushover. And to do that in front of your crowd, your home crowd at 5 o'clock in the morning, and to starch him the way that he did was impressive. And also the enormous pressure he had when he fought Sergey Pavlovich, because it might not have been for the undisputed title, but it felt like a title fight. And there were massive implications for it. He kind of knew that this is he thought at the time, this is my surefire way to either get a guaranteed title fight or at some point be elevated to being the main champion. He probably had both things in the back of his mind. But yeah, it's I I think he's dealt with that pressure before, and I think he's handled it really, really well. And the French are cowards. So I'd be more worried about Garn's heart than Tom's. I mean, Garn has clearly ducked opponents before, didn't want any of Blades, didn't want any of Tom. So I think every fighter, unless they're completely insane, gets scared before a fight. I think fear makes you sharp. It's not the fear that gets you, it's how you handle those fears that make you great or not. And I think Tom is a great fighter. Yeah, it's a title fight with a 2-minute time limit on it. I like it. Makes it intense. I 100% agree with that. It feels like that. But I think I do think it will go a couple of rounds. I don't think Tom, I know I just said it earlier. I don't think Tom starches him out in a minute or two. I think they're going to be wary of each other a little bit and we get a couple of rounds. But I think that works for Tom as well. Because when Tom sees openings to take him down, Gon hates being on the ground. And Tom is nasty on the ground. He can submit you, and he doesn't just lay and prey on you. He beats the fucking shit out of you. How you doing, Westy? What's good, man? I think the cards in Abu Dhabi too, judging over there is BS as well. But it's not like they're going to be favoring Ghana in that situation. The judging is bullshit, but it's more bullshit when there's a Muslim fighter on the card. You feel me? So and the thing is, this is going to be a similar time zone for for both of them as well. They're both European fighters. They both train and fight in Europe. So the time zone will be good for both of them. I'm rooting for Reyes in the Allberg fight. He had a real Cinderella story on his way back. I think Reyes is a wet wipe outside of the cage, but as a fighter, I very much enjoy him. And we've all talked about in the past how robberies really affect people's careers in bad ways. None has affected more than the Dominic Reyes one. There was that thin paper line between being a champion and seen as the guy who finally dethroned John Jones to then basically going on the skid of a lifetime to the point where it looked like he was never going to come back. And Allberg is a scumbag. He's way too in love with himself. And I think he robbed Blachowicz as well. So I want to see him get fucked up. So yeah, Dominic Reyes all the way. I do think that Allberg's probably going to win though. He's very cautious. Allberg will be happy to leg kick his way to victory. He proved it against Yan. I don't think he's going to take risks. Sorry, I'm at work right now, but I'm on a smoke break. Nice one, bro. Can't you just smoke up the tree? Or are you doing someone's deck or something? I'm never really quite sure. I know you have many strings to your bow, sir. Fear wakes people up or shuts them down. It depends on the person. Tom seems solid. And that's exactly what I'm saying, Steve. I think he's one of those people who it makes him sharper. Because he's openly admitted to being pretty much terrified when he goes into any fight. And I think if you're not scared, you're an idiot. You're being watched by millions of people. And it's not just the embarrassment. Sorry, it's not just the fear of getting chinned. I think they're more scared of the embarrassment from getting chinned. Let's be honest. We all want to see more tight fight. I think that's really what I would see as a win in this situation. I want to see Tom outclass him for 3 rounds, maybe. I don't want to see it go the whole 5. But I want to see it at least get to 3 and for Tom to just put on a masterclass where he just beats him up and humiliates him. If anyone will make Tom fight longer, it's Cyril Gane. I kind of agree with that because I think Cyril's Cyril's not a shit fighter. I know John Jones made him look shit, but he's not. He's a dynamic striker. He's quick on his feet for a heavyweight. He works different angles. He changes levels in the sense of he doesn't change levels to wrestle, but he'll kick the legs. He'll go to the body. He'll use twisting kicks to go to the body. He uses kicks to the head. He's got he'll throw like punches to the body. He will use different angles to throw strikes as well. So he's not shit at fighting, but there's clear holes that Tom can exploit, and that there are holes that Tom is very good at filling. No Jones. You know that judge was paid most likely by Dana. I don't know shit about Allberg rather than he's an Aussie fighter. Allberg falls into the Luke Rockhold category for me. Somebody who is insanely arrogant but has 0 game with the ladies. Allberg is the kind of guy who's so ridiculously good looking he should never fuck it up, but I reckon he fumbles a lot. He's the kind of guy to ask a woman when he's first met them, "Do you spit or swallow?" without any context or build up. And then he turns a sure thing into a night jerking off alone. That's the impression I get of this guy. He's a bit of a wet wipe. And I find it very, very hard to root for CKB guys anyway. I just find their entire team to be nauseatingly annoying. Apart from like Dan Hooker, who I quite like, I think he's an enjoyable personality. The rest of them are all wet wipes. I'm painting a fucking trailer home, a man of many talents. Isn't Allberg the stripper? I don't think he was a stripper. No. I don't know why I'm able to reel this off so easily. Mikel Pereira was a stripper, obviously, and there was another one as well. Fuck. Oh, Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker. Yeah. Allberg is not a typical Australian Chad. You know, who goes up, who's got like a sweet little one-liner that makes the panties fall down by themselves. He's not that kind. He does the opposite. So when the women see Allberg, the panties fall down, and then he starts talking, and the panties just start crawling up their legs, and then there's a fucking hard bolt on there. Perfect time for somebody to turn up and say, "Christ is king." How you doing, Antonio? I was joking about the panty dropping, just playing. Yeah, Mikel Pereira's the stripper, and Johnny Walker's the stripper. But to be fair, yeah, they look like strippers. I hope this doesn't put you off from subscribing, Antonio. I'm just joking. Allberg was a model, I think. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Like I said, he falls into that Luke Rockhold mold to me. You know, there's like no self-awareness. And he looks himself and he's the kind of guy who looks at himself in the mirror while he's jerking off, which by the way is gay. I've decided after much deliberation that jerking off by its own is not a gay act. But if you're enjoying looking at yourself while you're doing it, that's where we enter into that territory. And Allberg seems that kind of guy. He like to take it a step further. You've all seen American Psycho, right? I reckon he has mirrors all over his room. And when he eventually tricks somebody into banging him, which I'm sure he still manages to do, you know, some women will just ignore the personality. I reckon when he smashes away, he's just entirely looking at himself. I used to like watching Allberg fight, but his last few have been very, very cautious. Very cautious. I thought he lost to Yan, and I think he's lost that entertainment value. I like to take digs at his personality because I'm a hater. Fuck it. It is what it is. But I think fighting style-wise, I do think he's become more cautious, which is probably smart for his career. He's climbing up near the top. You need to do that. You can't just be swinging like crazy and taking too many risks, especially when you get into the top 5, because you'll get fucked up. So I've got, you know, I understand it from that point of view. And if I was a fighter, I would do the same thing. I totally look in the mirror if I do that, but do you just stare at yourself the entire time? Because if you do, you might need to ask yourself some very serious questions, mate. I'm just saying, take some time to enjoy who you're boning. I think that's a fair take. There's a level of like, I can when I get a little bit narcissistic, it's more of a joke. I'm more kind of being like, you know, it's more bantering with myself. But guys like Rockhold and Allberg are legit narcissists. I think Kayla will destroy Nunes. It's not even going to be close. First round TKO. Nah, I completely disagree. I think that's going to be a 5-round. I think that's going to be a 5-round slog, in my opinion, and it's going to be close. Because Kayla Harrison sucks at striking badly. I think it's either going to be a 5-round fight where Kayla Harrison spends a decent amount of time on top and probably edges out a 3-2, or Nunes breaks her later on in the fight and chins her, because Kayla does slow down as well. But Nunes has been out of the cage for a while. I think that's a 50-50 fight all day long. I do. I'm a big Kayla Harrison fan. Well, I mean, I think she's all right. But I think Amanda Nunes is more dangerous, in my opinion. But I think the reason, if they fought each other in their primes, I think Nunes would batter her. But because she's been out of the cage for a while, I've got it 50-50. It kind of depends on who can impose their styles. Kayla is very good at trips, man. She's going to lay and pray. Nunes isn't bad off her back, though. I think she'll be quite... She's got the kind of power base to get back up. She's a dude. She's a dude. You see the way she talks about her relationship with her wife. Like she behaves like a man in every facet of the game. I think her striking is going to be too good for Kayla. But again, Kayla's judo is insane. I just don't know if it's going to be enough to... I don't think it's going to be enough to win her the fight, but we'll see. It's a very close one. I'm very intrigued to see what the odds are going to be like. I think it's one that I'm going to stay away from as well. I think in my heart of hearts, I'm expecting it to go over 3.5. So I'll probably have that if I have any parlay on that fight. I know I always talk about it from a betting perspective, but we're all scum. Look who it is, Frankie. Why did you back down from Clown? Oh, this bullshit again. I already called Clown out. He clearly didn't want any. So I don't waste my time with little pussies. I'll be honest. So I know you probably are, Clown, and if you're not, get back to sucking his dick, I guess. I'm gonna say this once and for all. Clown doesn't want any with me, and he's smart for that because he's got nothing to say other than you're a faggot. And I eat that shit for breakfast. Intellectually, he's not on my level, and he knows it. So stop gargling his ballsack. After he went at me the first time, I responded to him. I gave him every opportunity to go on his show. He ran away and hid, then said I ran away and hid, even though I've got the receipts. So now if he wants some, he can come here and get some. Little ball bag sucker. I don't have intellectual back and forth with virgins who live in their mum's basement. In case you haven't noticed, there's a Chad right here in front of you. I know what wet pussy feels like, and Clown Show has no idea what it is. I just can't respect the man. The child that he is. And I don't beg for money. So you can take that little clip while you're sucking his dick off. Show him who daddy is. Yeah. Daddy's right here. Clown doesn't know what the word intellectual means. It's like I said before though, man. It's like I can't really take anyone seriously who doesn't understand irony. And I'll always get back to that. It's kind of like it's the old proverbial, like, you know, you try to have a chess fight with a fucking pigeon, or a chess match with a pigeon, and then they shit all over the board and kick it over and then say they won. I ain't got time for that shit. But Clown said he dropped you the link multiple times. Where is that? What link? We'll drop the... I don't watch Clown Show's live streams. His content is dog shit. All he does is call people faggots and rage bait, and his entire content's about beef. He's never dropped me any link. He's got no DMs to me. He's got no contact with me. After he made that video about me, I very politely said in his comments, all right, here's where you can contact me by DM. When you want to have me on and hash this out, let's do this. No response. Ignored it completely. And then 2 weeks later, he makes another video saying, Frankie ducked me. He's a fucking retard. And it would be a waste of my time. I'm just going to be honest. And I know you like those balls. You clearly do. And, you know, I'm not going to make fun of your preferences. Each to their own. However, you can clearly see that he's full of shit. He's not worth my time. He's had plenty of opportunities to do it. To not respond to any fucking comments, act like they didn't exist, and then to go on like, oh, he ducked me 2 weeks later. It just speaks to the kind of person that he is. How you doing, Andre? And how you doing, David Panda? Did you see Orange Cat? Sorry, I mean, let's not pretend David Panda is anyone other than who he is. Did you see Orange Cat go on Clown? Nah, I haven't really been watching. I've got my opinion on Orange Cat is like I think he's really good when he sticks to MMA and but again, when it comes to the beef shit and allowing that shit to go on, it's not really for me. And usually Orange Cat, he usually live streams when I'm sleeping. So I haven't really seen a lot of his live streams recently. But I know there was some fucking nonsense with where he allowed one of my mods to get basically trashed and allowed it to happen for too long. And I don't stand for that shit. I'm just saying, man, Clown is an actual madman, and he said he will come after you and your kids. I'm saying that for your safety. Clown Show can pull up anytime. He'll be in a box quicker than he can blink. Anyone who talks about my kids in that way, again, it just shows how stupid he is. He lives in America and he's begging for fucking donuts. You think he can afford a plane ticket? Let's get serious right now. That's all he does. He talks about fighting people and all that shit. He's a pussy. How can you talk about fighting people online when you don't even go on camera? He talks about he's 23-0 in the streets and all this nonsense. He's an idiot. And people who go over there are retards as well. I don't know how you can listen to 7 hours of that bullshit. I know that you can make the same criticisms of me and that I talk about arse and pussy too much, but at least I keep it real. This guy lives in fucking cuckoo land. He has no idea what the real world looks like. So fuck him. He can go and fucking clout chase somewhere else. So yeah, like I said, let's just cut the bullshit out. Again, I know that people can say what they want about my mods and whatnot. However, when it comes to Westy and Lane, they've been loyal to me from the beginning. I know what kind of people they are. And there have been slanderous things said about both people and things that have been allowed to continue for too long. And I said, I don't want to be involved in any of that shit. And I'm certainly not going to advocate it. Clown said whoever stabbed your dad a bad job because you're still here. He's crazy, man. English sounds a little bit tenuous for you. I'm gonna give you another little chance to make sense of what you just said, because I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, whoever stabbed you did a bad job. All right. Well, obviously they did because I'm still here. I bet Clown went on for 4 hours about how good he is of a shank. I can confidently say that Clown Show has never fucked a woman and never had a fight in his life. And the reason why he doesn't go on camera is because he would lose 99.9% of his audience as soon as he does. Because I bet he looks like a fucking orange. I bet he's as tall as he is wide, in my opinion. They are so passive aggressive. They complain, then you complain, boom, boom, time out, boom, ban. Here's the thing, yeah. This is the thing about having mods, yeah. My mods have been with me since the beginning. I'm very loyal to my mods. I consider them people that I'm close with on and off camera. If they feel like there's good cause for somebody to get kicked the fuck out, that's their business. And the reason why they kick people out with confidence is because they know that I will support what they're doing. And that's how I feel about that. Clown is handsome as fuck. I sincerely doubt that. He's sweaty and round, 100%. Anyone who's that angry, has a tiny dick, is about 500 pounds, and has never felt the warmth of a nice vagina. Mason Jones is winning, yes. That's going to be a scrap. That is going to be a scrap. Again, it's not one that I'm willing to bet on. I like Mason Jones. I think he's tougher, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to enjoy it's one of those fights where I don't have to bet on it. I'm just going to enjoy. Has it started yet? Harry Topping. The card doesn't start until tomorrow, 5 o'clock. And I will be doing like a 5 p.m. in Europe. So it's a while away. a while away. But it should be a good card. I'm going to be doing a pre-stream for that. This is more of a... The thing is KKK. The modding thing is irritating. It's irritating. Not the modding, sorry, the alt thing is irritating. Fun fact, people found out from cannibals that human flesh tastes almost the same as chicken. Interesting fact. I wouldn't want to try it because I'm addicted. I'm an addictive personality and I might turn into a serial killer. I once listened to Clown Show for 2 minutes, never been back in my life, a weird channel. If you've listened to 2 minutes of Clown Show, you've listened to all of Clown Show. It's the same thing over and over and over again. The same fucking shit. To be honest with you, David Panda, I don't mind you being here, yeah, but if you're going to roll up here and instigate beef, then you deserve to be kicked out. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to kick you out personally, but if my mods feel like that's the right course of action, then that's how it is. I mean, it's kind of likely that you think it's more like pork. Macho is speaking from experience here. Frankie, what makes you most happy in life? 100% my son. My other children are all right as well. I'm joking. I got some stick from my daughter the other day because when I made that short about I made a short about how you shouldn't get married, and she was quite pissed off at me for that one. And I told her it's real. Sorry, but Dad's a Chad. Dad feels a certain way about marriage. That's how it is. But yeah, she wasn't too happy about that. I eat arse. What does arse taste like? Because I've got no idea. I mean, we've all had it. I mean, if you scuba dive, you're going to have the odd slip. But I still can't confidently say what it actually tastes like. And anyone who says they've never done it before is lying. Because like I said, if you scuba dive, you're bound to slip every now and then. Yeah, human flesh is essentially pork. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably... I imagine, though, it's probably more... It probably tastes more like what you eat more of, right? You are what you eat. That's kind of how I see the lay of the land generally. But I'm sure there's many people out there who could give you a detailed account. Hang on a second. So yeah, like, I'm just going to say this one more time. If anyone comes in talking bullshit and starting shit, especially when it's dumb, you can just... If you get the chop, you've only got yourself to blame. How you doing, Autist? What's good, man? Good to see you. Hope you're well. It's getting to the point now where I can't tell. Vegans don't taste like string beans, but it's different. It's different. I mean, how do you know? We haven't had a full account. Maybe they taste a bit more like soy. But that's what I'm saying. It's flesh. So it would be like a slightly distinguishable flesh taste, right? How are we getting into this? This channel gets weirder and weirder every time. I appreciate it. Still. But no, it's like how when you have a grass-fed cow, it still tastes like cow. But I imagine the taste would be different just purely on what somebody eats. I don't think that's a retarded thing to say. I was sticking up for Frankie and Weston keeps my other account bent. Sticking up for me in what way? I'm confused by that. How you doing, Mashid Moani? How are you? Nice to see you. That's why they say never order pork in India. I didn't even know they had pigs in India. But I get what you're saying. It's like how the Chinese have a reputation for, like, it could be anything. If you had to eat a bitch, would you still... I mean, I do eat bitches. I mean, let's be real here. I don't just let my incredible penis do all the work. You got to scuba dive, mate, or you're missing out on a big part of the game. And as I've explained many, many times, Mature, Asians only, sir. And that's how I feel about that. I was merely making a comment that sometimes when you do the scuba diving, you do the odd slip. And we're lying to ourselves if we say we don't. Nobody has 100% accuracy. Are you excited for the fights, Frankie? I am. I'm a little bit disappointed that Pitbull's off the card, because I think the guy, I keep forgetting the guy. It's Cater, right? I was excited for seeing how he would do. Can somebody tell me what happened with that? Because I haven't really looked into it. I know that one of them missed weight really badly and that Dana White had a fucking crash out. I'm assuming it was, I think it's Cato, right? But yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that got pulled from the card. But I'm still jazzed. Like I said, it's on at a reasonable fight time. It's exclusively Asian. It's basically, like I said, I've dabbled around with different, dabbled around a bit. I'm basically out of the game now. But I'm saying if I was still in the game, it would be purely Asians. Of course it would be. Where are you from? I'm actually Irish, but I grew up in London, England. How much did they miss weight by though? And I mean, it's not like the fight was announced that long. Oh, the black guy missed weight at 145, so it was Cater. Is that his name? I'm gonna because I need to stop saying Cater. Hang on, Pitbull MMA. Let's see who's supposed to fight. Yeah, Cater, Lausanne Cater. But it's on set. Yes, it is. It was supposed to be. That's a bad look coming into the organization and doing that. Are you teaching this semester, Frankie? Yeah, I've been teaching all week. It's actually been a good start to the year. Nothing crazy's happened so far, but I know it's going to come. Macho, are you considered as an Asian yourself? That's a good question because Macho's ethnicity has very much been debated on this channel over the years or over the year. I'm curious. What do you know about Iran? I've spent a lot of time in the Middle East. I've never been to Iran. But I know some Iranian people, and they've always been great company, good people, very family orientated. Country's gone through a lot for a while. But any Iranian I've met has always been a pleasure to spend time with. So that's really all I can say. Like I said, a lot of political turmoil there. So obviously there are people who have dealt with a lot of adversity and issues. But yeah, got nothing bad to say about the country, really. I'm not an American. I don't think a lot of Americans would have bad things to say either. Frankie got the cable knit sweater. Must be in the mid-teens Celsius. It's 11 o'clock at night, mate. And I kind of came on at the last minute. I don't like showing off what a Chad I am as well, because I don't want anyone to get jealous. You know? It's just a standard jumper, I guess. But yeah, shout out to you, Mashid. If you are you living in Iran, or are you somebody who's Iranian and lives somewhere else? I'm always curious to know about anyone new who comes in here because I'm a nosy cunt. That ain't cable weave. Yeah. I don't think that's what you would describe it as. It's just a standard. Why am I talking about my jumper? Is this what we're resorting to today? So Lane, apart from Cal Baralho, have you got any picks for this card? You've been on a little bit of a hot streak recently as well. And it's definitely going to fuck up for one of us tomorrow. Lane, yeah, it is. I mean, it's a bit of a weave, I guess. I think I've maxed out the amount I can talk about this chap. Frankie's nickname is Armsmageddon. Yeah, I'm fucking swollen, bro. For somebody who has like an academic related job, I think I'm in decent shape. Kyle Baralho. I'm convinced that Imavov's going to win. I'm going to go with 4th round TKO. That's what I'm going with. Straight right down the pipe. I think Imavov's going to get it done. Westy's been on a really good streak for main events as well. He's been doing really well. I flipped to Sola today after the McKee face-offs. McKee's actually not a bad fighter. And Sola's very untested. He's had some decent fights in other promotions and he's fought some good guys, but see, Reese McGee gets known for kind of, you know, his losses to certain big fighters. But he's actually very decent. That's one that I'm staying away from as well. Bohalio. How you doing, Tom? What's good, bro? As long as you're not fat, that's a plus for a literature professor. The problem with the professor thing, yeah, is the majority of my students are female, and I look quite young, so I have to deal with a lot of nonsense. I've had some very questionable things happen. Oi, Frankie, join my Tapology group. It's fun. Just search Dougie's Corner Crew on Tapology. I absolutely will do that. I don't really post a lot of pics on Tapology. I've been getting my arse reamed out on with silk pajamas here. I always start with like a big points jump, and then I put all my points on one person and then end up fucking it up. The thing is, yeah, the fattest I get is usually I have a little bit of like excess belly fat, but I tend to get rid of it pretty quickly. I've got one of those weird metabolisms where I gain weight really quickly, but I also lose weight really quickly. So if I fast for a day or two, it just shreds off. But then if I eat, it shows on me. It's a bit of a weird one. Right, no fatties on your chalkboard. Bro, we don't use chalkboards anymore. What fucking decade are you living in? That is a wild thing to say. Interactive whiteboards only, sir. And I'm mostly just, the thing about having the job that I have, you mostly stand there and you talk, which I imagine must be. So what I do is I spend most of the time pissing around and making jokes. Because I remember being at university and just having a lecturer just talk at me over and over again. And maybe I've got ADHD, just I've been undiagnosed. Not that I really believe in that thing, in that sort of thing. But I'd get sleepy. I'm really good at reading and studying. I could do that for hours and hours and hours, but just sitting there and listening to somebody ramble, much like I'm doing right now, makes me want to sleep. But the person that you see on live stream is basically me when I'm teaching as well, but less dick and ass stuff. I want to be in your class. You're more than welcome, sir. If you ever pop over to the UK, you can pop into the lecture hall anytime. How was the week at school? It was amazing. It was actually a really good week. Nothing fucked up happened. All the students were relatively. I think this new cohort of students is a little bit more sane, but time will tell. Because you got to remember, yeah, when I joined here, it was. By the way, shout out to Dougie's Corner. If you've not subscribed to him, get over there immediately. And if you're new here, subscribe to me. God damn it! Not that it has any relevance or importance whatsoever. Do you wear grey slacks when you teach? I used to wear a 3-piece suit going to work, but now I don't bother. Because usually when people get into fights, which they often do, they end up ripping my shit or ruining my clothing, which I can't tell you what school I teach at because that would be insane. Sorry, I've missed some of the chat here. One sec. Which translates to basin wing, was a late Cretaceous azarchid pretosaur that would have resided in Europe on an island known as, fuck me, what the hell's going on? This is what happens when I do fucking verticals. I prefer the one with the ponytail more as the one with the diamond on top. I've completely lost I have no idea what's going on. Good to see you, Chrissy. I hope you're well. Sorry, I did see your message there. I've been rambling so much, I forgot to say hi. I hope you're all right. Yo, can we listen to Walking on the Water by Stray Kids? This ain't a music stream, bro. And every time I do it, I always get my streams taken down. Live stream your classes. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to do that. There's like a confidentiality thing. So we're not allowed to do that. It's not really that I'm pink. I'm like, I've got LED lights on behind me and they're giving my face a very weird glow. You teach English literature? I do. I teach English literature units. So there are 6 professors that teach across different year groups, and I take on certain units, and they change every year. Yeah, sorry, man, I can't play any music. First of all, it's like 11 o'clock at night, and I wouldn't do it anyway because I don't wanna. So let me shoot that down immediately. You have family in London. Who do you have? Not that I'm gonna try and go anywhere near them or anything. That would be weird. Yo, Frankie, so that guy was trolling earlier. Just want to tell you, his daddy, what you said, it's these instigating alts that create chaos. I know it sounds ironic, but I'm here to help. All right. Like I said, as long as we keep it fucking friendly up in here, then I'm not bothered, mate. Discord me your curriculum this year. I want to go along for the journey. I can absolutely do that. That I can do. I can give you an outline at the very least. And damn, I always failed English. English is always something that I took to very well because I was raised as a reader, and I kind of enjoy the historical elements to it as well. You have a PhD in English. I do. I've got a PhD. Well, not really a PhD, but I've got a master's in education as well. So that's really my bread and butter. So I did a master's in English literature, and then I did a master's in education. I still don't watch Pick'em that much. I've heard Pick'em's really a really good live streamer. I've never got round there. I never ever see him pop up on a live stream. I'm subscribed to him, but he never pops up. How you doing, Kerry? What's good, brother? Aunt, uncle, and cousins was over there in 2022. Did you enjoy the experience? I grew up in London, but I don't live there anymore. I live in Cambridgeshire. Because obviously when you have kids, you want to have a bigger house. You know, I've got a very nice view of a lake outside my house as well, which is just nice. I can wake up in the morning, go out on my 3rd floor balcony, and just appreciate being alive. So I enjoy that kind of lifestyle. If you do Stray Kids reaction videos, I'll follow you. What's Stray Kids reaction videos? What's that? Does Stray Kids has a channel? How you doing, Grimy? What's good, man? You've never watched Pick'em either. Well, Pick'em's doing very well. I know that much. Yeah, mature. I'll be very happy to send it to you. I'll give you an outline of what it's like. It's quite a rigorous curriculum, to be fair. I feel sorry for a lot of the students because it is very broad, you know, and it changes from year to year. Obviously, we have to do that so that they can't what's the word? They can't plagiarize from other students, or, you know. My English was ruined growing up. Dyslexia missed with Serbian school on Saturdays, and Serbian is a phonetic language. What a mess of an education. I've heard this. I've heard Serbian education system is good. The English education system is terrible. But the irony is, when you get a tertiary education, it's valid everywhere. So the smart thing to do is come to England, get your degrees and shit, and then fuck off somewhere else. That's the smart. How you doing, Lu Vain Al? I hope you're doing well. Shout out to you, bro. Nice to have you here for the first time. Like I said, if you are new, subscribe to the channel. It doesn't really change my life in any way, but I like seeing those numbers go up. Pick'em is an Indian betting savant. I don't even know what the guy looks like. No idea. It's one of those ones where if I do see him pop up on a live, if I see him pop up on a live, I'm gonna take it. Who have you got in Canelo versus Bud? Very interesting question. I think Canelo Alvarez is gonna win by robbery. That's what I think. That's just my opinion. I think it's gonna be one of those ones where he wins like 8 rounds to 4, and he's gonna somehow get robbed. I think Bud is outstanding. I think Canelo's good as well, but I think Bud Crawford is actually more technical. But they don't want him to. The boxing fraternity, they want Canelo Alvarez to have Bud on the resume. So Australia just approved Indian certs. Why bother going to Australian uni? Good point. That's the thing. Yeah, you get like people who are legit like doctors and shit in India, and then they come over to England and they're fucking driving cabs. It's a disgrace. Or is it? I don't know. I don't want to get into that. Thank you, Joey the Weed Ninja. Do you like the stream? I would appreciate that. The likes do help, believe it or not. I don't understand how. I don't understand why, but apparently they do. I appreciate the sub, man. Nice one. Nice one. Maximum respect for that. Yeah, I'm going for by Canelo robbery. Nice to see you again, random person. I've seen you've been popping up quite a lot. Kyrie, how you doing, bro? Kyrie, again, again, it's one of those ones where I don't see your live streams, but when I do have a chance to go back and look at them sometimes, and you're always great value. So shout out to Kyrie, give the man a sub. I'll pick you up in one. Why does somebody always come in here and try and challenge me in this way? You're gonna do nothing, booty hunt, and it's always somebody with a very zesty kind of name. You're never gonna get to prove it, mate. So shut the fuck up. Who is the backup for Baralho versus Imavov? It's not that important a fight for there to be a backup, or it's not that big in the UFC's eyes to do that. So as far as I'm aware, there's not. I'm really good, Kyrie. By the way, I'm I'm back at work. I'm enjoying it. It's good to be back active again. We've had some good cards this year. Family life is good. I had a nice holiday over the summer, a great holiday over the summer. I'm gonna have to show you guys some of the videos of stuff that I was just witnessing there. It was crazy. Loved every second of it. I've had a good few months. Yeah, if anyone's dropping personal info or anything, kick them the fuck out. Gosh, damn you guys, literally are ganging up on me. I'm from India. Damn, why did I take the bait? I've got nothing against Indians. Why don't these British losers give back the money they stole from India? We'll give back the money if you give back the passports. I'm willing to make that. I'm not even English. I don't even know why I'm talking this way. I grew up here, that's all. Yeah, like I said, if anybody's talking shit, just kick them the fuck out. I can't be bothered with it. I think it's been more than 6 times, and I've done it in multiple streams. I'm not here to be a platform for stupid beefs, and that's what they are. So for once and for all, Clown Show can suck my dick, and anyone who relentlessly drags out beef for a lot longer time than it was funny or worthwhile can suck my dick too. I'm joking about the passports, by the way. I'm just joshing. How you doing, Lindsay Wiggins? That looks like it might be another legitimate female, so everyone get excited. We know that Frankie's live streams have the most females on the MMA fucking in the MMA fucking sphere. We get at least 2 in every stream. So suck on that. Frankie, stop acting like a tough guy. He said you are a little guy. But I mean, this is the thing. We don't know what Clown looks like. And for good reason. Because he definitely is as wide as he is tall. I reckon he's 4 foot tall and 4 foot wide. And that he rolls around to get to wherever it is. I don't reckon he leaves the house. Like I said, fuck that cunt. Nice to meet you, Lindsay. Sorry for the ramble. That you're probably turning up and thinking, what the hell is going on? India owes Britain money for all the roads, buildings, and electricity. Like I said, we can exchange receipts. We can exchange receipts. That's all I'm saying. And I think you'll find that we're at the very least breaking even. That's all I'm gonna say. It sounds like I hate Indian people. I really don't. I really don't hate Indian people. I have some cultural issues with the way that Indians behave, and I've said that enough. But I've got nothing against individual Indians or their religion or anything like that, or their skin color. Just to be clear, this dude ain't gonna win, even in female MMA. Yeah, I'm not a fighter, and yes, women's MMA fighters would fuck me up, and they'd fuck you up as well. At least I keep it real. Of course, a women's MMA fighter would beat me up. They're trained. And you're a retard if you think otherwise. Even somebody who's strong and well built, they will struggle with a trained women's MMA fighter. So fuck off. If you think I'm going to sit here and be like, yeah, I'd beat up Amanda Nunes, I'm not retarded, mate. You've come to the wrong stream. Go and suck Clown Show's dick if you can find it. Dude, you hate India. Everyone here does. I hate how I'm treated. I don't hate India. I've never been there. And I've got lots of Indian friends. It's the whole I've got a black guy came to my wedding, I'm not racist argument. Us white people have been using it for years, and I'm no different. They build all that shit in Indian with Indian money, dumbass. Again, like I said, I don't know the full details about all of that, and nor do I give a fuck. I do know that Indian people get very, very proud when they get British passports. So you can chew on that for a little while. I'll beat the female MMA champ with no hands. Nah, you wouldn't, mate. I don't know what you look like. I mean, you could be 6'6", and if that's the case, then you could probably handle business, but I doubt it. I don't even mean that as an insult. It's just a trained person versus somebody who's a cunt online. He's probably never fought in his life. So yeah, I guess I am insulting you. Yeah, all your alts are getting banned, Panda. You're ruining this chat for everyone, especially me. I've made this clear about alts and stuff. I don't need the fucking drama. And I don't care. It's boring. I will say you do have a mod that's very cute. Shout out to whatever mod that is. Frankie only likes whites, blacks, and Asians. I know what it's like to have an Asian wife a lot in California. The thing is, yeah, I've got no racial preference for anyone really. I hate everyone equally. That's my honest opinion. I think everyone are cunts. It's just how it is. Kayla Harrison is practically a man, to be fair. Kayla Harrison would beat the shit out of me with ease. It wouldn't be close. She could rip a lip off in 30 seconds. She's a trained fighter. I've had scraps on the street. That's about it. Oh, you were talking about Weston. Yeah, Weston is a bit of a pretty boy, to be fair to him. To be fair. Amanda Nunes would fuck me up and I can fight. Chrissy, I didn't know you trained. What are you training? I've known Chrissy J for a long time and I've never really felt to ask you personal questions. I'm a very bad friend. And I apologize for that. Because you're another OG in here. I need to have more respect. What are you training? I'm very curious now. Yeah, Westy's a beefcake. He basically climbs trees for a living. Anyone who does that kind of thing for a job has unnatural retard strength. No offense. But yeah, Kayla Harrison is a dude. But Amanda Nunes is the husband in her relationship as well. This is basically a bantamweight men's fight. It's like a tranny fight. Is what it is. Let's call it what it is. Those two definitely have more testosterone than half the people in here. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm man enough to admit it. Wow, Giuliano is live, and he just said if you aren't going to be cool with Clown, he doesn't know if he can be cool with you because of Mecca. I don't give a fuck. Treetard strength. Oh, fuck me. That is getting favorited right there. That is getting pinned. It has to. Betty, I imagine you're very witty in person. And by the way, good to see you here as always, man. Much love. I'll make you and Kayla my two little bitches. I'm fucking terrified, mate. I am so scared. Listen, in the same way that I don't entertain beefs online because I think they're stupid, I'm equally dismissive of people who talk shit online because it just shows what massive pussies you are. I'll be real. Treatard. Westy, you're going to carry that for life. Westy the treatard. I'd pick Kayla over O'Malley. I'll be real. That's not a bad shout. O'Malley looks like a fucking skinny anorexic child. If Kayla grabbed hold of him, I wouldn't be... I mean, in reality, Sean O'Malley chins her, but it's not ridiculous. Kayla's more wham than him. If they stood back to back, you wouldn't know which one... let me put it this way. If you saw the back profile of both of them, you would pick Kayla all day long. That's why I kind of rate O'Malley's skill set so highly, because He doesn't look like he's got the genetics or the body type to be a fighter. Maybe that's a horrible thing to say, but it's how I feel. It's just how I feel about it. But that's a great shout. We should bring that up one day. You should do, Dougie, you should do a tier list of women who you think would hold their own in a in a male fight. Certainly with the smaller guys. I don't think that's ridiculous. Oh, Westy, we were talking about how you've got retard strength because you climb trees, or let's not we said it, I said it, and then Woe Black Betty said you had tree-tard strength, which is just a brilliant thing to say. O'Malley does have KO power. He does. Do you know what it is with O'Malley that's so impressive to me? I don't think he's necessarily got huge power, but it's the precision thing. He catches people when they're at their most vulnerable. Westy's going to be carrying this tree-tard thing for the rest of his time on the internet, and rightfully so. In banter terms, as always. Always as banter. This white chump is about to get his ass whooped. Booty Hunter, are you genuinely from India? Because if you are, yeah, I would stop with this reckless talk because Indians can't fight. Even your fighters can't fight. You're all shit. So you need to chill out, bro. When I talk about how I wouldn't survive against the most professional MMA fighters, against the Indian ones, I reckon I could take it to a decision. Against all of them, they're all shit. So until you get a legitimate fighter in the game, pipe down, Junior. Pipe down, son. Jessica Andrade versus Kai Asakura. Kai Asakura would fucking destroy her. Link and Box Eggheads. I think I've seen you in here before. How you doing? Shout out to you. No, Jessica Andrade is like, you'd have to go for like, I'm talking like Amanda Nunes, Kayla Harrison, Larissa Pacheco, Cyborg. Those would probably be the only four. And I think they'd struggle more against flyweights than they would against some of the bantamweights, in my opinion. Because bantamweights are at that weird sweet spot. I think with the flyweights, they'd just choke them out. I'm probably talking out my ass here, but I think those are the only four that you could say. And I'm not saying they'd beat any man because they'd get fucked up by any man. But I think they'd at least, survive for a while. Yeah, his timing and accuracy is top tier. Yeah, Sean O'Malley's elite. What do you guys think of the prospect of Ilia Topuria and Gaethje fight, and how quickly do you think that ends? Do you think do any of you give Gaethje a hope in hell? Because I don't. He talks like he's got some moves on him. What a mop it. I don't even know who you're talking about now. India is 20% of the global population, haven't won a male UFC fight once in 35 years of UFC. I mean, that says it all. There's billions of you cunts, and you can't even get one win. To be fair, there hasn't been that many of you. But it's still embarrassing. You would think that some of you would have crawled out of the sewer at some point. And the fact you've got two fight, I mean, your greatest female prospect is Pooja Tomar, and she lost to the worst women's fighter on the roster. I mean, the stats don't lie. 20% of you running around, and you can't get one legit prospect. It's embarrassing. I come from a very tiny nation, island, obviously, 3 million heads, and we've had a double champ. And we've got some decent prospects. I don't know how many are. Tumar lost to Shauna Bannon, who's awful. I don't know how that bitch is. And she's Irish. I should be backing her. But she's dog shit. Absolute dog shit. Terrible fighter. And she looks dumpy as well. I don't know how you can be fat and be Indian. How does that happen? It's weird. Okay, that was quite bad. I'm going to take that one back. Sorry about that. What kind of CBD catnip are you lit off right now? I don't take drugs. I'm just retarded. India has only 41 medals at the Olympic Games in its history. That is fucking ridiculous. And I wonder what those medals are in. Be very curious to find that out. Well, we've only got I think it's 3 to 5 million people in Ireland, but we've got way more than that around the world. But usually when Irish people go to like America and stuff and they're raised there, so they got Irish blood, they represent America. I've got to say, I'm glad that I came on tonight. This banter's been funny. Perth has a population of 200. Oh, I didn't know you were actually Irish. I was wondering why Clown kept calling you an embarrassment to Ireland. Do you know, it's really funny, yeah, how Clown knows so much about me. He's obviously a fan. So maybe I should ease up on a little guy. Compared to the 1,000 Britain has won, I mean, we're colonizing fucks. So we've definitely got some ringers in there. Perth has a population of only 200,000. That can't be right. I'm telling you this now, Dougie. Yeah, I'm getting an itch to go to Australia. You know, I think I might do it next March because I've got like a month off around Easter. So I'm thinking rather than go to Thailand or Philippines or somewhere like that or Vietnam. Vietnam was amazing. Though. I might have to go back to Vietnam. But I think Vietnam to Australia is like a 10-hour flight. So I might fuck with that. I might go to Vietnam again and then go to Australia. A man goes to the doctor and says he's depressed. The doctor smiles and says, "The great clown Pagliacci is in town tonight. He'll cheer you up." The man bursts into tears. But doctor, oh, I've heard that joke. It's not a doctor, it's a therapist. He killed the joke. Ayo, the Chiefs and Chargers are playing in Sao Paulo, Brazil tonight. What? On a why are they doing that? In an actual season game? The NFL is weird, man. The NFL is a very weird organization. I get what they're doing. But yeah, there's no American football in Brazil. How many kids do you have? I have 5 kids technically. But 2 of them were very estranged. I never really had relationships with them. I had them when I was super young, and I never really got to forge relationships with them. I was a bit too wild and free of my dick, and then the 2 people I had children with weren't very happy about that. So I've had very limited contact with them over the years. Unlike Clown Show, who's only fingered his own bumhole. You can't have kids by sticking your own finger up your ass. You might want to tell your boy that. Not that that guy should procreate, because we don't need any more of his genes diluting the gene pool. Cloud is a regular in all chats. He always knows what's going on, even stuff most people won't. I think he's got enough, like, I'm not sure if he's in here himself. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's come in here himself as well, because, you know, I'm pretty sure he's a sad little cunt like that. But I think a lot of the people that rage bait in his streams probably come and watch everyone and then report back to him. I imagine there's more of that that's going on. But like I said, Clown has had numerous occasions to have it out with me, and he doesn't want to because he knows he'll get destroyed. I'd go onto his live stream and he'd end up sucking my dick, and I just don't want to embarrass him in that way, because that's exactly what's going to happen. He will end up kneeling for me and gargling my ballsack, because there's nothing he can say that's going to phase me, and I would tear down his entire, because he's got nothing to him. Frankie, if Lane and Weston had a baby together and they asked you to be the godfather, would you say yes or no? I absolutely would say yes. Of course I would. What a weird question. I love Lane and I love Weston. They've been with me from the beginning, and I've got nothing but time for both of them. Then that's all I'll say on that. In case I hadn't publicly announced my support of both those individuals. It's like I said, I very much people often see me as like a fence sitter, and a lot of the time I am. I just call out bullshit where I see it, and that's all I do. If I think somebody's got a point, I'll say they got a point. If I think somebody's talking out their asshole and being a cunt, I'll call you a cunt. And that's how it is. Not in the AM. How you doing, man? Sorry, I saw you posted some chats earlier, and I was very slow on the uptake. Always great to have you here, bro. Another OG. How you doing, Ricky? You're at work. Sweet, man. It always surprises me when people listen to me while they're at work. It warms my heart, to be honest. It's tradition for the first week of NFL, a game to be played in Brazil for some reason, probably trying to hype it up. I mean, at least they're willing to take the game out there. I mean, the NFL is obviously huge in America, like insanely huge. And it does come to London every now and then. I've heard it's amazing to watch live, but I probably won't ever go to a game. Maybe I will. If me and some twink from the gym got married, would you be the ring bearer? I'll be honest with you, Ricky. I'm kind of anti marriage in general. Forget like gay marriage and straight like marriage to me in general is a cardinal mistake. Would I be the ring bearer? I don't know. I guess so. I've got nothing against gay people whatsoever. So you would be the bear, and or is it like a twink on twink situation? I don't know why I'm asking this. Let's move on. I appreciate that, Westy. Frankie, I love listening while at work. It's just nonsense bullshit, isn't it? Really. Who's the favorite for this year's Super Bowl? I just want to know who's not going to win it this year. Look at this beautiful, slender British man streaming from the UK. Cheddar, I fucking love you, bro. And I hope you're doing real well. Like I said, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. But also, if you have a look in the description, we've got some really great other MMA YouTubers who provide different, different content, but surrounded in MMA. And they're worth checking out. So give them a go. I want to be the maid of honor. You see, that would be more interesting. Hey, bro, I'm from India. Nice to meet you, Desi. We were just talking about India earlier in very nice terms. I think what's interesting is whenever I do vertical streams, there tends to be a lot of people popping in from India, which is sweet. Are you living in India, or are you just from India? What money line are we talking about? Chargers beat the Chiefs money line. I have no idea. I can't really name any fucking NFL players. I mean, I know who Mahomes is, and I knew who like fucking what's his name, Brady was. If I follow NFL on and off. If I said I'd support anyone, I would say it's the Philadelphia Eagles. So I hope that they do well. You're living in India. Whereabouts, sir? Giuliano's saying he needs to take down Weston and Lane. Yeah, he's been saying that for a long time. A very, very long time. I think Giuliano needs to stop doing drugs, with all due respect, and just let this go. Because it was gay as fuck 6 months ago. It's no longer. It was never funny. It was always dumb, but at least it was fresh when it first started. Now it's just shit. Yeah, he's been saying that certain people are the problems. He doesn't realize that he's also the problem. And I've said this to him as well. He's as much the problem as anybody else, if not more so. And I've said this to him. I consider him a friend. There are aspects of his personality that I like. I have him on stream obviously quite a lot. I find him entertaining. Oh, the Eagles beat the Cowboys last night. Fucking sweet. Aren't the Cowboys supposed to be good this year? But I'm pretty sure they say that every year. The Cowboys are they're the biggest like franchise in NFL, but they're the shittest. Is that correct? They haven't won a Super Bowl in like a long time, as far as I can recall. Support the Jets. They're relatively new, aren't they? Is it New Jersey? Are they from New Jersey? Maybe I'm wrong about that. I might give it a watch this year. Because the one thing I like about NFL is it's really fun to bet on, because games can switch back and forth in an instant. A team can be 20 odd points up and it doesn't mean that the game's over, which I quite like. That's one thing about American sports that I have to shout you guys out for. Because if you're watching basketball, like a loss never feels, a win never, or when you're winning, it doesn't ever really feel safe. And when you're losing, it never really feels like it's over. So I do respect that about American sports. Raiders Nation. Grown people that monitor YouTube channels need to off themselves. That's a bit of a severe take, but you're not wrong as well. You're not wrong, sir. I will say this as well. It's like, I don't know how people find the time for that shit. It's diabolical to me. I don't want to be one of those guys that says get a life, but you probably should. There's definitely more important things to do than go from stream to stream. I understand it if you do it with people that you enjoy, but if you're going around just to, Frankie, take your kids' college tuition savings and bet it on the Green Bay Packers to win the Super Bowl. I would never bet on a Super Bowl winner. The thing is, from what I understand about NFL teams as well, usually the team that has the best record or season record usually doesn't win the Super Bowl, which again makes it exciting, I guess. Because haven't teams had like a perfect record and then not won it? It's bizarre. But it's a very enjoyable sport. Though again, the only thing I can't stand about it is just the stop and start nature of it. It's like, oh, we've had an action and then a 3-minute. It's kind of why I can't watch basketball anymore. There's just too much time when nothing's happening. Kansas City minus 4.5. They're playing who? Somebody just said it. But I'm happy that the Eagles won. I've got a bit of a soft spot for them in particular. It's not that I like Philadelphia sports teams in general, but I've always liked them. I don't know why. They're just a team. You know how whenever you watch a professional sport, your team kind of picks you. You don't pick your team. And it was kind of like that with me and the Eagles. And I kind of like their jerseys as well. They're like a dark green, right? I dig that shit. Stop and start nature is essential for full speed action. I get it, but it's mostly for advertising. I'm aware that football and basketball isn't the same. It's more the fact that you can't have draws and it's very end to end. It's kind of what it's like, or it's supposed to be. I know with American football, you can get one team dominating another. Soccer ain't stop start, but it's also 80 minutes of jogging. Again, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I've said this on stream before. 90% of football games, as in soccer games, are boring as fuck. They are. I'm going to tell you this now. Rugby league is way more manly than NFL is. But NFL is a lot more kind of the impacts you can get in in NFL are way more serious. Because rugby fans like to make the argument that they're not wearing pads, so it's more dangerous, but they don't go colliding into each other in the same way. Betting a money line on any football is mostly a really bad idea. So you're more of a spread person. To be honest, when I used to bet on basketball back in the day, and I used to bet on it a lot, I would mostly do spreads. And I was quite successful at it for a while. No, I mean, they're not the same as they used to be. Both sports are hard to watch now. I agree with you. I used to be an avid basketball fan. I started watching around the time that the Golden State Warriors got Andrew Bogut, and I became a fan of them before they won the championship. And I used to watch 20 NBA games a week, easily. And I was a big fan, but it's kind of tapered off for me now. I might keep an eye on it every now and then, but I'm not really invested in it in the same way that I was. And I think because I was living in China when it was on as well, it was on at kind of like a better time for me. Like I'd be at work and I'd have the game on in the background. I'd have it on my phone just sat on my desk, whereas now it's usually 3 o'clock in the morning when NFL games come on. NBA games come on, so I don't really watch it. The pads and helmets make people into human cannons. I completely agree with that. And you see a lot of people get severely injured in NFL. I mean, the reason they get paid so well is a lot of them get written off. How you doing, Crossover? What's good, man? Shout out to Crossover MMA. I saw that you guys were live. Hope you had a good stream. I'm not sure if you were on or not, but shout out to you. I miss watching Kobe, man. Kobe was amazing. The thing about him is he was so greedy, man. Kobe died 2 miles from my parents' house. I saw his helicopter while I was walking my dog. Jesus loves you. Thank you very much. the thing that I always loved about Kobe as a sportsman was just his mentality. I don't think he was the most talented guy out there, but he's a testament to what you can achieve through hard work. And I'm one of those people that believes that hard work always wins over talent, especially when talent doesn't work hard, as the saying goes. But no, that was really tragic. And what made it worse, this is why as well, I don't fuck with helicopters. I would never get into a helicopter, same way as I don't really get on motorbikes. Just dangerous as fuck. But the fact that his daughter was in the helicopter as well just made it all the more tragic. So yeah, like that was a horrible thing to have to hear about. No, he was a fantastic ambassador. He was a consummate professional. And like I said, he wasn't the most talented guy there's ever been, but he was immensely hardworking. And he deserves a lot of respect for that. Going from Aussie football, where the 4 quarters of 25 minutes running around nonstop, to NFL, the pacing is tragic. Aussies are just fucking ridiculously chatty. You just are. You guys are monsters. There's no other way of putting it. Australians are real men. I feel like I've got to get over there just to experience that Chad culture. Australians keep it real. They do. Some of the best friends I've ever had have been Australians and South Africans. They're just based, but not in like a mean way. They're just real men. He was a dog shit teammate, and we've got to keep it real. He kind of was. He was very selfish in wrong moments, and I feel like the Lakers kind of ended up in the poor position that they were for a long time because he outstayed himself, and he was very selfish in that situation. And there was that old saying, wasn't there, that old quote about Kobe needing 2.5 stars in order to win a championship, and that turned out to be really true. He was the kind of guy who thought he was the main character and could win it by himself. Helicopters are crazy. Anything goes wrong and that shit falls like a stack of bricks. 100%. Helicopters, like statistically, are one of the most unsafe ways to travel. Very similar to motorbikes. It's the one mistake and you're fucked thing. And it happens a lot. So yeah, I wouldn't even the one thing that's amazing about helicopters that it can't be beaten for is if you live in like a really sparse area, um, it's so easy to get around. Like, if you're in an area that's got high traffic, but you can find good places to land, helicopters are game changers, but the risk is just too great. Chads until the government tells us to sit down, shut up, and take it. I mean, that's the same for all of us. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? Americans like to talk up a good game, like, yeah, man, we've got guns, so we'll stand up to them. You will get lasered to death. You don't know what technology is out there. Or they'll just change the weather and fuck you guys' lives up. We're at least like we're pussified, and at least we accept it for what it is. An Aussie football star tried to play in the NFL once. He got cut before the season started. It's a completely different game, though, isn't it? Completely different game. I'm not under. I mean, the NFL are known to have the best athletes that come through college, the best pure athletes, because you've got to be a brick shithouse, and you've got to have speed. You've got to be incredibly athletically gifted. See you later, Westy. Have a good one, bro. I'm not going to be hanging around for too long myself. I think I'm going to do another couple minutes, and then I'm going to fuck off to bed because I'm coming back live tomorrow before the card starts. I always say this, and then I never do it. But I'm planning on doing it. We'll see how things pan out. But shout out to you, Westy. Hope you're having a good one. So yeah, very excited for the card tomorrow. Is any Dougie, are you going live this morning, by the way? Just out of curiosity, because you usually do a morning. I know that much. But I'm not sure if you do it on the morning of a card. That might be a difference. Jordan Malata is one of the best players in the league, and he's Australian, 6'8", 360 pounds. I mean, that is a beast. You, Salis, how you doing, bro? How you doing, Ra? Good to see you here. Always welcome to the stream. I'm actually 1 sub away from 1.2K. 1 sub. How you doing, Mania X? Good to see you here. Hope you're well. We were just talking a bit of shit. Looking forward to tomorrow's, or well, what is now probably today's UFC card. Very excited for that. It's obviously taken place in Paris, France. Great crowd there. So should be an entertaining card. Looking forward to it. Talking generally about sports as well, and we've always got time for a little bit of racism, sexism, and general hate as well. I think when some of the new people come in, it would be very useful to know where you're coming from, because I'm kind of curious about where my live streams end up popping up. I just drank 100 megs of weed. Fuck it, Cheddarhead. I didn't know you could drink weed. Shout out to you. Frankie, a Friday stream is always great. We'll do a live free. Yeah, I'm going to do a live preview. When I say a live preview, I'm just going to go on and basically do the same thing that I'm doing now. Talk complete bullshit. But yeah, I should be doing it. My son's got ice skating in the morning. He started doing that recently. So we'll see what time I get up, and because I'm going to have to go to obviously bring him to that. So depending on how well that goes and how sleepy I am, I will I'll be on tomorrow probably about an hour and a half before the card kicks off, which is very bad for American time. You'll be waking up to have your breakfast. Weed is for evil hippies, Cheddar. Be careful. Do you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to make a shout to somebody, because I finally found a deal around here. I'm going to make a shout to somebody, and I'm going to get a nice fat bag of weed for my next live stream. And I'm going to get blazed. You're probably going to see me whitey out live on stream, because I haven't smoked weed in a long time. How you doing, Invincible? Invincible, are you Filipino? Because you're shouting out Tagalog. Philippines is one of my favorite places in the world. Been there twice this year and about 30 times in my life. I love that country. Shout out to the Philippines. Sinu supporter Han Kita, but I don't speak Tagalog, but shout out to you. And shout out to your country. Amazing place. I've been to Cebu, Baguio, and Manila. And I had amazing experiences in each one of those places. So shout out to the Philippines. Amazing country. Very friendly people as well. A good place to party. Best place to party. Maybe not as good as Bangkok, but good place to party. I'm in severe pain, so weed will help, hopefully. I've always got like little back and neck niggles. Invincible, are you in the Philippines right now by any chance? Or are you a Filipino that lives in another country? I feel like I've been asking this question all day long. I pulled a muscle above my right butt cheek. Oh, cheddar. Was that from sitting or boning? Wait, did you say the fights are in the morning tomorrow? No, they're in the morning for Americans. I think the prelims start at 11 o'clock in the morning for you, 10 a.m., 11 a.m. because it's in France, bro. So they kick off in about 15 hours. You're in the Philippines now. Whereabouts? Yeah. So watch out for that, because you might miss a decent one. I'm expecting there to be some good scraps tomorrow. Filipino that lives in the Philippines, welcome to you. You're very welcome here. Whereabouts in the Philippines? They're on at 12:30 Eastern time. So there you have your answer. So midday Eastern time. Mate, Cheddarhead, that's an amazing start time. Amazing start time. I think it should start 12:30 American time everywhere, because everyone wins apart from Australia, and they've been winning for decades. So fuck them. So 3 p.m. East Coast time is when the main card starts. I think that's a perfect time to get into a card. Let's face it, none of us have lives. We live for MMA, especially on the weekend. So it might as well be on at a time where we can watch the card and then go to bed at a reasonable hour. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Don't be selfish. It was from the sheer size of I'm telling you, yeah, I know, but yeah, but we have entire pre-card days. Bro, it's rare for me to interact with a foreigner. You're always welcome here, man. There's a lot we could talk about. Like I said, I've been to the Philippines so many times, and it's one of my favorite countries in the world. It really is. The people, the culture, the food is great. I just love going to a bar in the Philippines and just everyone's just cool. You can talk to everyone, you buy everyone drinks, everyone's going mental, very friendly. It's awesome. If you go back, Invincible, if you go back into some of my previous streams, I've streamed from Manila before. Last place I went to was Vietnam, which was amazing as well. And Vietnam's up there for me now. But the Philippines will always have a special place here. Just a great country. I prefer night cards. I do not. Yeah, Filipinos are super nice. They're amazing. They really are. I've got nothing but love for Filipino people. I really do. There's a Filipino guy who works at my he works in the kitchen at my university. Best dude. Every time I go in, he's got a smile on his face. He's always in a good mood. You know, just a genuinely warm, nice guy. Shout out to Mikey. Yeah, so if you're somebody who's never been there, for the hospitality, I'd 100% go there. If you just want to hang out with people that aren't stuck up wankers, they're really good for that. As long as you don't go over there and disrespect. If you go over there and get drunk and start trying to like disrespect people, you're gonna get robbed and you're gonna get slapped, and rightfully so. And you don't want to end up in no Filipino jail. But outside of that, again, which is deserved, amazing country. I come from Ireland, but I grew up in Britain, Invincible. So I did. That's why you hear this very stuck-up accent. I grew up in London. They don't speak Spanish. They speak Tagalog, but they had like a lot of they were colonized by Spain years ago. So they have a very Spanishy kind of twang. So there's a lot of Spanish influence of like the food and some of the architecture and stuff. They've got some Spanish influence there. But great country. For me, yeah, if you're somebody who's gone to Asia and you've never experienced like a wild experience before, but you want to live on the edge a little bit, go to the Philippines before you go to Thailand. Because if you go to Thailand with no experience and you're a bit of a pussy, you'll get PTSD. Whereas with the Philippines, you can have a good time and still not get out of control. Do you have an OnlyFans? Yeah, feet only, bro. You weirdo. Isn't Vitali in Filipino prison for like 20? I think he's awaiting trial. But I don't think he's going to get 20 years, but they're going to throw the book at him. Because he went over there and just started acting like a cunt. And you don't go to somebody's country and act like a dickhead. It's the whole fuck around, find out thing. That's just how it is. Don't go to somebody else's country and be a knobhead. And that's what Vitali's done, basically. He's gone over there and been a right spaz. I didn't really know that much about the guy, but I obviously saw the news about it. So he went over there and started committing a whole load of petty crimes for clout. And they've arrested him. And he's now in a deportation prison, which I've heard is not too nice. And then they're essentially going to keep delaying his trial and delaying his trial. He'll probably end up doing 5 or 6 years, something like that. But I guarantee you he's not having a good time. It's not so fucking funny now. I'll put it that way. And he deserves every minute he spends in that jail because he's a cock. You get this sometimes when you get Western streamers, you think they can. It happened with that Somali cunt as well, the one who's in Korean prison. I do have quite nice cheekbones. You're right. My cheekbones suddenly raised, and I got like a nice slim face after I left because I got literally no bitches during high school. 0. Zillow. But then as soon as I left high school, suddenly saw the Chad that you see before you. I'm joking. I'm distinctly average. Invincible, are you in Manila or are you somewhere else? Are you in a province? You have piqued my curiosity. Can I feel your cheekbones? I don't know how you would achieve that. They are pirates from Somalia. No, I meant Johnny Somali or whatever his name is. He's in Korean prison right now. Hey, want to know Filipino language? Just tips. To be fair, yeah, when I go to the Philippines, most people there speak very good English. Like when I went to Baguio, it was a little bit more of a struggle, but I had somebody with me who spoke Tagalog, so it was nice. And it's really cool there. Like it's much colder in Baguio than it is everywhere else. So I had a really nice time. Went strawberry farming. It was a good experience. Very different. Idaho, Idaho. If you're gonna send imaginary super chats, can you be a bit more generous, you selfish little bastard? And shout out to you, bro. Thanks for coming on the live the other day. Really appreciate it. It was a bit dead in terms of how many people turned up, but I had a nice chat. It was good. It was one of those weird Sunday ones. I think I've been blackballed by YouTube because none of my subscribers get notifications anymore. And I didn't even send out that short that I made about Jews that was ill-advised, but I didn't send it out for that reason, and I'm still getting shit canned. It's a good thing that I don't make money off this shit because I'd be raging right now. Both the US and Russia refused to extradite him. He's fucked, and he deserves to be fucked. The thing is, yeah, I think he might be able to buy his way out of trouble. I think that's a distinct possibility because he'll probably have decent lawyers and stuff, but they want to make an example of him because they want to show it. Thoughts and prayers. You see, that's nice. You can speak a little bit of Spanish and Japanese. Japanese is fucking hard, bro. Shout out to you for that. Yeah, he is fucked. He deserves to be fucked. He's a bellend. There's no nice way of putting it. I just got sent money for some reason, and I don't know what it's for. Strange. Never mind. Yeah, Idaho is cheap, even when he's sending fake fucking money. I can only imagine the kind of shitty donations I would get if I ever monetized. To be fair, you didn't schedule this live. Yeah, I did. So when I sign up for it on Restream, I scheduled it. I scheduled it this morning. So this is why I'm saying. This is why I'm saying that YouTube is definitely not happy with me right now, or when they do their clearing bot thing, whatever they do. Because I have said some outrageously stupid things over the last week. It's usually the shorts that get me. But I did schedule it, promise. You know me, I like to plan ahead a little bit. Small Penis sent a £694.20 super chat. That's very fake generous of you. I got a notification. See what I'm saying? So Greg got a notification. I might be getting shit canned in certain regions then. Greg, where are you at? Are you in America? Because I'm kind of curious about this now. In fact, I'm very curious about this. I mean, ultimately, it doesn't matter because even if you don't get notifications, when you're on, eventually people will see that you're live on the side and they'll just jump in anyway. But it means that you get off to like a really slow start. So it's interesting. I mean, we had 38 people in here at one point, which still blows my fucking mind. I know I say it all the time, but you don't know how grateful I am for you guys. Like I said, I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the bants. Gonna bounce, brother. Great stream. By the way, YouTube absolutely knows you say naughty words, so the algorithm works against you. This is the thing. And I also work very, very, very badly against myself because I usually say cunt or fucker or I say something racist within like 30 seconds of my lives, and they don't take too kindly to that either. Fucking pussies. You eat sardines with your butt. I don't eat sardines at all. I think sardines are gross. I don't eat peasant food, sir. Look at me. Yes, in USA slut. I mean, you've got me pegged, mate. I'm not even gonna lie. I cannot lie. You've got me. You've fucking nailed it there, sir. Man's like, that's gay. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Tone, I fucking love you. Tone, you are the guy. You're another guy who I appreciate having it. You've been an amazing community member since you came in here. So anyone gives shit to Tone Cake and go and get cancer or something. I don't mean that. Idaho, Cal or Imavov, bro. How to come to the USA? I'm from Morocco. There's a way, bro. I'm actually from the UK, bro. I would recommend, Abdo, get yourself on the internet, find yourself a rotund, desperate American. What I mean is find yourself a fat bitch, use that Moroccan charm on her, get the green card, then dump her. That would be my recommendation. I mean, you might have to slam some sweaty pussy for a few months, but if you're that desperate to get there, that's the way forward. I will subscribe because I want to see more of this hot man on my screen. Thank you. Really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Please don't wank off to my streams. Or fudge yourself or whatever it is you do. In fact, do what you want. I know people do that. Because people are into all kind of weird shit. Tone is a cool guy. He fucking is. And I love having you as part of this community, and I genuinely mean that. Abdo, can you get me a hot cutie from Morocco and I can bring you over with big knockers? I was wondering when we could fit titties into the stream. I'm going to tell you something. My youngest sister is half Moroccan. I don't know where I was going to lead with this, but again, amazing people. Take it easy, Invincible. Thanks for stopping by. You're always welcome. Good to have you here. Shout out to the Philippines once again. Frankie, you would do really well if you were gay. You would clean up. I do really well with females, to be fair. But you're right, I would do very well. I definitely. Everyone's wanking here. Of course they are. I'm wanking right now. I'm wanking with my foot, with my feet. If you're not wanking to the stream, you shouldn't be here. No problem, Natme. It's fine. We're all doing it. Or we can play Mobile Legends. I don't really play mobile games. I have heard of Mobile Legends. I've heard it's quite good, but I don't really fuck with them, to be honest. Morocco is amazing. It is amazing. Another really nice country. Very nice. Can I smoke PCP to your vids? Again, you kind of have to get through them. I'm going to be honest. There's nothing to be gained from coming into my streams. We know this. It's low value content. Let's keep it real. But like I said, next time I go live, I'm gonna get blazed on stream. When did you give up covering the diabolical hairline? I've always had this hairline. I was born with this hairline. And it hasn't stopped my hunting abilities. So keep hating, I guess. This hairline's actually all right. Like I don't have a ridiculously big forehead. At the end of the day, what is more masculine than dominating another man sexually and consensually? I mean, you've got a fair point there. I mean, I've been very open about this on stream multiple times. I've got nothing against gay people, and I do understand it. However, I'm just not into dick. It's a big drawback for me. Can't do it. Or facial hair, or muscles, or anything like that. I like very slender women. Yeah, nipple streams are. You've got to come back on Tuesday. Denial is the first stage. I don't give a fuck, bro. I've been called way worse than gay on here. I could not give a fuck. If people think I'm gay, I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm not bothered. I'm very comfortable within my skin to know that. Are you stoked for K1 this weekend, Frankie? I absolutely knew that was on, and I'm absolutely buzzing for it. What is K1? I'm kidding. I'm going to give it a try, I think, this weekend, especially because UFC is going to be finished early. Are you top or bottom? I'm neither. I know, Cheddar, but the thing is, Cheddar, the reason why I'm into slender women is so that you can give the fatty some love. I'm not top or bottom. I'm not into any gay stuff. However, if that's your flavor, maximum respect to you. Why do you hate me now? Is it because I'm disparaging your beautiful organization? Definitely a fart sniffer. I've never done that either. I don't kick in back doors either on women. I'm quite vanilla when it comes to sex, to be honest. I mean, I'm very good at the basics. I'll put it that way. Let's go. I'll send you a link to my Discord so you can watch it if you can't buy in the UK. I'm absolutely down. In fact, I'm going to jump in when you're doing the live. When is it exactly? Is it after the UFC card or before? I'm assuming it's after. Count me in, sir. I'm going to stick around on you. I'm going to stick around and watch your watch your watch along, and I'm going to watch the whole fucking event because I have a feeling I have watched the odd fight, but I've never watched the whole card, and I need to get on it. So yeah, send me the Discord link, and I'm fucking down. Thank you, Frankie. More fatties for me. I'm here for you, bro. Ched's into them. The thing is, yeah, I think Ched one day, Ched is gonna go online and he's gonna be a Chad. I can just feel it coming. And I bet he's got an absolute dime of a wife as well. You might be doing a watch along with Isha. That would be amazing. I want Wisha back on here. Do you think a good boxer could do well if he learned some takedown defense? It's a good question. I think if you're not doing grappling now from when you're young, you're fucked in MMA. I think they could do decently well against fighters who predominantly stand, but the thing is, yeah, to be good at MMA, you have to have at least a decade of wrestling experience. You've got to be doing all the martial arts now to be really good. Thank you, Idaho. Idaho, is it on now? If it's on now, then I take it all back because I'm going to bed soon. But I'll watch it in bed for as long as I can if it's on now. I promise. Backdoor kicking is low-key gay. I'm a front door kicker. Liu Kang was my mentor. Oh, you legend. That is a beautiful way of putting that. And I completely agree with you. I think if you kick in back doors, it's one step away from. First of all, yeah, I'm just gonna keep it real, yeah. It stinks. Kicking in back doors, you can never avoid that smell, especially when you're dealing with a dirty bitch. No, it's on tomorrow after the UFC. I'm in. I'm back in. That's how flippant I am. Count me in, sir. I will be there with bells on. I can see why people think I'm gay now. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna fuck off, but before I do, if there is anybody you think would like to have a raid or is a good content creator, is worthy of time, can you send a link in the description so that we can go and give them some love and, again, help to expand the community? Are there any kind twinks in your class? There are many gay students in my university. I've noticed, yeah, since the whole LGBTQ movement, they're popping up all over. They're like fucking whack-a-mole. There are trannies in my university. There are binary people, non-binary. There are gay, straight. There's a whole fucking tapestry going on. And it leads to some really fucked up situations. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say specifics because, if my job ever does find out about my stream, I want some deniability. All right. Well, Idaho has dropped a link in the description. So if you can head over there, it is. Oh, it's the Northern King. I've heard that fucking chat is amazing. So check out Northern King. I'm gonna hop over there myself and have a little look because fucking musicals on there as well. Yeah, I need to check this out. Head over to Northern King. And yeah, again, shout out to all of you guys. Much love to everyone who turned up. I hope you had a good time. I've been meaning to check out Northern King for a little while, so I'm gonna jump over there as well. Guys, nothing but love. I'll see you tomorrow, likely just before the card. If not, then I will definitely see you on Sunday. No, Sadat, you fucking freak. Do you like music? Yeah, I like music and food and oxygen. You idiot. All right, I'll see you later. Head over to Northern King. Let me see if I can. Let me jump. Yeah, head over to Northern King, and no, Northern King kind of talks about everything as far as I know. They're like a kind of a general chat. Head over there. Nice to see you here, Greg. Always appreciate having you here. I've heard the panels there are mad, so I'm gonna get over there myself and see what it's all about, so I can steal some of their ideas. Guys, in a bit. I've never listened to new metal. I never have. Maybe it's something I should check out. I'm never really metal's a bit too wild for me. I'm old, and all that fucking slashing and noise is hard for me. So yeah, go to the Northern King. Shout out to everyone. I'll see you tomorrow, and if not, I'll see you on Sunday. Shout out to you, Lane. Shout out to everyone who turned up. Chrissy, much love. Tone K, um, Idaho, Cheddarhead, Idaho again. Sorry. Um, deserve a double shout out. Obviously, Greg, who else has been up in here today? We've got loads of random Indian people turning up. Shout out to you. We had a Filipino up in here. Can't remember the guy's name already. Nat May, fucking Joey Schmoey. There's been loads of you on today. It's been fucking sweet. Invincible, that was the guy's name. Yeah, shout out to all of you. You don't know how much I appreciate you guys. Head over to Northern King. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Dougie's Corner. Shout out to Dougie's Corner. Shout out to Westy. Shout out to everyone. I love you all. Get fucked. Peace.